So this is something that the United States Department of Justice puts out, that the number one killer in life is stress. What do you do when you get stressed? Well, most people go to something to make them feel less stressed, they think. So people of African descent in the United States, 40 years and older, 64% of them have hypertension or high blood pressure. 62% suffer from obesity, 45% from high cholesterol, and 29% from diabetes. See, our health isn't linked to finances when it should. And because we are so stressed, we're trying to do what I call someone trying to repair every situation solo. Greetings, everyone. Hope everybody's well. This is MBewebeIshangi, your financial therapist, and I want to talk about our need for financial therapy. All right, let's start out with what's the most embarrassing thing you do you're best at not talking about? In most cases, it's finances. We don't want people to know our business, whether we're doing well or suffering. If you're doing bad, you definitely want to talk to me about it. And that's become one of the things that we try to keep close to us, but we suffer quietly without any solutions. And so therefore, no resolutions come about and we have hard times. But let me ask you this question though, before all of that is, why were you born? Have you ever took a moment to think about what was your purpose? Where there's the saying that we're spiritual beings having a human experience who chose to come back for a purpose. Well, in that purpose, the question is, what is it? What are you here for? What do you think that you've been born for? And the reason why we've gotten away from that is because something has gotten in the way. That's what we're going to talk about today. See, we were never taught that there are no rules in life. We were told there are rules. And one of the main ones, that the most expensive thing we inherit is in debt. It's the belief that survival is all we're entitled to. Okay, it's very profound when you think about that actually we're conditioned to think we need permission to exist. We're the only species on this planet that has to pay to live here. You don't see birds going out and getting a broker to see if they can lease this tree to put a nest on. Okay, we're the only species that have had to monetize our existence on this planet. And while 90% of Americans live above the poverty line, millions remain one emergency, a job loss, or medical event away from financial hardship. See, money's in the way of what our living experience is supposed to be like. We weren't born to work. We were actually born to have an experience, sometimes an assignment. This makes common sense to master money so you can own your time and live life more purposely. See, if you understand money is in a way of your living experience. So if you can actually master money and get that out of the way, then you can focus on why you were born here. So it makes common sense to master money so you can own your time and live life more purposely. But unfortunately, common has been removed and sense has been replaced with sense as in dollars. This is the rat race mindset systemic design that was created by none other than John Davison Rockefeller Sr., who infamously said, "I want a nation of workers, not thinkers." His whole concept was he wanted to control what you do in life. Okay, so actually we've been programmed to be mediocre. John Ron said, if you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. And when you think about it, a lot of the design that we've had has been constructed by someone else. We haven't been doing the things that we wanted to do when we were kids, or we were open to be interested in exploring. No, we've been having to create money. We have to pay for bills, and that's what's been governing our lives. But it's also scary to think about this, is because our ability to earn money is in peril. Because automated workforces are being created every day. When you think about what Jeff Bezos is doing, what Elon Musk is doing, they are automating the workforce, which is putting people out of work. What will you able to do to maintain your lifestyle, pay your bills, keep food in your belly, and take care of your family if you don't have a job that will pay you? So this is something that the United States Department of Justice puts out. They note that the number one killer in life is stress. Stress. What do you do when you get stressed? Well, most people go to something to make them feel less stressed, they think. And that's they'll eat excessively, they'll drink whatever. Some will even turn to drugs and alcohol. When we look at that residue or the residual of that, the status shows that POADs, or people of African descent in the United States, 40 years and older, 64% of them have hypertension or high blood pressure. 62% suffer from obesity. 45% from high cholesterol, and 29% from diabetes. See, our health isn't linked to finances when it should. And because we are so stressed, we're trying to do what I call someone trying to repair every situation solo. We're not seeking help. We don't know who to go to for help that can actually help us. So we internalize this and suffer quietly. And the residual effect is that we actually internalize and can be fatal in most cases, or at least having a less quality of life that you're looking for. This leads to bad relationships and families because there's arguments. Most arguments are based on finances or the lack of. So we've been living in a world where adulthood leads to stress, and that stress is going to lead to midlife crisis. So by the time you're in your 30s and 40s, you are ready to give it all up because you're trying to understand the meaning of life. And stress is synonymous with these triggers: racism, economic disparity, housing rights, MAGA, Project 2025, the Just Us system, police brutality, inflation, taxes, affecting our health, hypertension, and early transition. I'm getting irritated right now just thinking about these triggers. But the one trigger that's not talked about the most is money. It's money. This is endured for generations. Our body becomes calcified because we just think it's adulting. This is what adulthood is like. It ain't easy. It's very hard for you. And you just got to figure it out because there's no one going to come and save you. Well, if you can't convince your cells of your greatness, they cannot conjure the universe to bring what you desire. Every cell in your body is eavesdropping on your thoughts. If you are having negative thoughts, if you are stressed out, if you are not having a positive mindset on trying to create a resolution to your situation, your body and your cells are acting on that energy. But this is why health is so important, because if you take care of your cells, it allows you to take care of yourself. Our relationship with money is rooted in fear. And I love acronyms, and to me, fear means funds exhausted, awards restrictions. If you don't have any money, then you're going to sit there and window shop all your life thinking about what I will get one day if I save enough. That mentality of not having and always wanting that desire, not being able to fulfill it, it becomes stressful. It makes you feel like you're not good enough. It bears down on your mentality of self-worth. Okay? We surrender our best hours after work. Think about this. It's a programmed condition that we're in. We are spending, when you get off work, 4 to 6 hours doing nothing because we earned our coins for the day. For those 4 to 6 hours, we're going to sit there and binge, watch TV, get on TikTok, do whatever, and not do anything really productive for ourselves, right? So when you multiply those hours of 6 hours a day out of a week, that's 42, out of a month, that's 168. For the year, that's over 2,000 hours. How many hours does it take to be a master of something? 10,000 hours. So if you are wasting time at over 10,000 hours, you are a master of it, right? That's only 5 years. But imagine once you get past that, a lot of us have been doing this for our entire adult lives. So we've been doing this for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. So we're not just masters, we are PH level, the highest level that you could probably get to as a master level of wasting time. And this is something that we don't realize until we actually think about it and do the numbers. But here's something that you can do in contrast. This is what rich folk do. Rich folk have this thing called a 5-hour rule. If you're not spending 5 hours a week learning about finances, you're being irresponsible. That is but 42 minutes and 51 seconds a day. Out of those 6 hours that you sit there binging, if you took 42 minutes and 51 seconds out of those 6 hours to learn about finances, you'll be in a better situation in less than 5 years by mastering and employing what you've learned in finances. Okay? So we're not taught to use money as a tool. Most of our time is spent working for it. We're not taught it's a tool to reach our vision. And this then blocks your knowing and living your purpose. Why were you born? This is when you now begin to realize that this system is systemically designed for you not to prosper. It's designed for you to be mediocre, to be that worker and not thinker that Rockefeller wants us to be. So here's the resolution, I think. We need to be about solutions. We can talk about our problems, but where's the solution? Why we need financial therapy. To me, financial therapy is so key because if you think about it, if you are physically hurt, if you hurt yourself, break a bone or strain a muscle, you're going to go see a physical therapist, correct? If you have a mental challenge, you're going to see a psychologist, correct, for therapy. Well, we also need the same thing for finances because we all deal with finances and we need therapy. So let's think about the fact that as a financial therapist, I can help you face your origin and relationship with money, your behaviors, because we really haven't been properly introduced to how finances work. And then I can expose this system that has been created to make us think this way, this rat race psychosis that we all suffer from, we've been victimized and programmed to believe. And then also you can prepare yourself to become your own planner. Okay, so then you can break away. And one of the greatest jewels that we can be given is the most simple secret kept from us is understanding what the financial endurance number is. What is a financial endurance number? A financial endurance number is a measure of time, not money. It's the exact mathematical number of days you can maintain your current standard of living without receiving another paycheck before you run out of money. If you have $3,000 to your name, that's all you have, and you spend roughly $100 a day, how long will that money last? Roughly 30 days. So that's your financial endurance number. That's your FEN. How many days now can you think about when you add up your total? How many days can you go off of if you're laid off? Is your FEN 14 days? Is it 30 days? Is it 6 months? Is it 6 years? If you know this basic strategy, you will be able to create wealth and sustainability. So with proper therapy, fear turns into now finances explained aids resilience. It's time to get in alignment with your assignment. Get financially fit by investing in yourself. Change not only your future, but your bloodlines. And these are services that I offer as a financial therapist to help you create the type of sovereignty and wealth that your family and your bloodline so deserves. So I have a financial therapy course. You can join my website at cryptowealthmovement.com. I also teach finances for the youth, ages 14 to 25. And I have 2 books on finances, A Pot to Piss In, Intergenerational Wealth Planning for Black folks, and also A Pot to Piss In, Part 2, The Systemic Origin of the Wealth Game and Why It Doesn't Include You Until Now. Ashe. Bless.